I'm very excited that behavioral science is being used to alleviate poverty, and really kind of try to modify the behavior of the poorest people in society. And I think that some of the most exciting work in that area is going on here in India. And it's great to hear about it's moving so rapidly. It's great to hear about what's going on now here in India in terms of research on using behavioral economics to alleviate poverty. And so that's the area where you can really do the most good. So, behavioral economics can be applied to a lot of different areas, but the most good is done by, helping people who are really underprivileged and poor to do better in their lives.
Now, relating to what I have heard here today, there was often the term nudging, and actually this is definitely an important way to proceed. But maybe, years ago I've worked with the team of Elinor Ostrom, and I think there are aspects of that one could use even in policy. What are what are institutions that people like? Maybe give them, let them design their own environments. I think this is something that could be really helpful. One of the principles that Ben Ostrom had discovered, for example, in the common pool resource, situations, she figured out a successful common pool community had rules, had things we talked about today, punishment rules, but they had to be designed by the community itself. So this is probably a direction that I was missing a little bit today.
So I talked about gender norms in the panel, but I think in addition to that, there are several other areas which I think India can benefit from if we were to have more behavioral and experimental policies. And one of the areas is, of course, in the environmental sector, where we can see, just by looking around us, what are the impacts of bad environmental policies or policies that can be improved. I'm not quite sure if they're bad. It's just that, these are aspects that we need to keep thinking of improving. And that's one area where nudging can really help, maybe, by changing how we react to policies. Because maybe the policies are not necessarily bad, it's how we react to them that can change behavior and therefore outcomes. The other area, which is also close to my research, is the area of corruption, where I think changing social norms can go a long way.